Welcome, friend, to Sleep West.
The old wooden door creaked as Logan opened it slow. Wind whistled through the porch beams. McCoy stood there, 45, dust-streaked, eyes red from worry. "Mr. Logan," McCoy said, voice shaking. "My wife's been gone a week. No one's found a damn thing. You're my last shot." Logan didn't speak right away. He studied the man, the eyes, the hands. Truth was, he'd seen this look before. Desperation, fear, but maybe something else too. Logan didn't waste time. By noon the next day, he was at McCoy's ranch, a widespread property near the foothills, half dust, half pride. He walked through the front gate slow, eyes scanning every movement. The men on the ranch stopped working when they saw him. Everyone in Arizona knew that hat. He questioned the house help first, the cook, the stable boy, the ranch hands. Nobody saw anything. Nobody heard a thing. Too clean, too quiet. He narrowed in on two of them, a drifter who'd only been hired 2 months back, and a senior hand who wouldn't look Logan in the eye. Logan took both into custody. But the days passed, and no body, no motive, no break. If you're riding with us, friend, let us know. From where across the globe are you watching this Western mystery? Drop your country below, partner. We're listening. 1 week passed. No answers. Logan had turned over every rock, questioned every man, woman, and shadow tied to the McCoy ranch. But the land was silent, like it wanted the truth buried deep. Frustrated, Logan rode out one morning just after sunrise. No destination in mind, just a man, his horse, and a storm building quiet behind his eyes. A mile out from his ranch, he passed an old cattle property run by a man named Colter Dean. Rugged fella, mid-50s, known Logan for years. Colter waved him in. They sat a while on the porch, sipping weak coffee and stronger silence. "Heard about the case," Colter said. "That McCoy woman. Strange thing." Logan nodded, didn't say much. Then he noticed something odd. The ranchers' horses were all gathered by the far creek, but not drinking, just standing there, still, watching. Logan asked, "What's the matter with them?" Colter shrugged. "They stopped drinking from that creek about a week ago. Been standing out there like that ever since. Same water they've drank for 20 years. That was the moment Logan's eyes changed. He stood, walked out slow, and studied the soil near the bank. Something was wrong. The land smelled off. Then, he saw it. Half buried near the mud, a gold ring, thin, elegant, with a small turquoise stone set in the band. Logan took it to McCoy himself, and the man went pale. "That was hers," he whispered. "She never took it off." Logan returned to the creek that afternoon, alone. The air felt heavier there, as if the earth itself held its breath. He followed the bank, scanning for disturbance, footprints, drag marks, anything the wind hadn't stolen. Then he found it. A patch of reeds flattened unnaturally. Mud shifted. Logan knelt and dug his fingers into the dirt. Software turned over recently. He kept digging. 6 inches down. A torn piece of cloth, faded blue, blood-stained. He held it in his hand for a long while. That ring hadn't fallen by accident. Someone had buried her here, then moved her body. Logan rode straight to the sheriff's office and filed for a search warrant. There was a man who lived just beyond that stretch of land. Name was Virgil Huxley, in his 50s, quiet, reclusive, but Colter had seen him. "He's been lurking around here late at night," the rancher said. "Seen him twice this week by the fence line." Logan didn't wait. That evening he rode out to Huxley's shack, a crooked home of warped wood and nailed-up windows. Virgil answered the door, eyes cold and narrow. "What you want?" "To talk," Logan said, "about the woman by the creek." Huxley denied everything, claimed he'd never met her, never walked that land. But Logan saw the sweat on the man's collar, and the way his boot tapped once, and stopped. "I got witnesses, Virgil," Logan warned, "and I've got your name tied to a ring and a blood trail." Virgil didn't answer, just shut the door slow. So Logan got the warrant, and what he found inside would turn this case from a murder into something far worse. The warrant was signed before sundown, and by nightfall, Logan was already back on Huxley's land. He didn't knock this time, didn't say a word, just walked straight through the gate, past the corral, and into that quiet old barn. He'd been in here once before, but this time he wasn't looking, he was tracking. Behind a row of hay bales, something caught his eye. The bales had been moved recently, not by wind, not by accident, by hands in a hurry. Logan dragged them aside and stared down. The dirt was different, darker, looser, fresh turned. He dropped to one knee, took off his glove, and dug with both hands. A foot down, his fingers struck metal, a rusted tin box, sealed tight, buried deep. He pulled it free and pried it open. Inside, folded careful as if someone knew one day they'd need to run, were papers. Dozens of them. Land transfers, shipping ledgers, rail records that didn't line up, and something more. Names, initials, the same shipping code repeated again and again. Fake bills, illegal cargo. Some pages had been signed by Huxley himself, others by people Logan didn't recognize yet, but would soon enough. He stood up, staring down at that box like it held more than paper. It held intent, proof, motive. This wasn't just a rancher hiding dirty money. This was a web, and Huxley wasn't alone in it. Logan stepped out of the shadows, handed the box to the deputy, and spoke in that low, final voice of his. "Bring him in." Virgil Huxley was taken into custody just past midnight. They brought him in quiet. No shackles, no crowd, just Logan, the deputy, and a man who knew his time had run out. He sat across the table in that small, dim sheriff's office, hands clasped tight, face blank, eyes staring somewhere far past the wall. At first, he said nothing, said he didn't know the woman, said he never walked the creek, said this was all a mistake. But Logan didn't flinch. He laid the rusted box on the table between them, opened it, and one by one, began pulling out the papers, land contracts, shipping bills, coded ledgers, all of them signed, and all of them pointing to something far deeper than a man keeping secrets. Logan didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He just leaned in and asked one question. Why was she buried? Virgil's lip twitched, and for a moment, silence held. Then finally, his voice cracked open. She saw us. She saw what we were doing. He swallowed hard. One night, late, we were loading crates by the rail bend. She must have been walking back from town. Asked what we were doing. Said she'd tell her husband. He looked down. Couldn't hold Logan's eyes. Logan slammed his palm on the table. Logan, voice rising. Then what, Virgil? Virgil flinched. His mouth opened, then closed. He swallowed hard. Finally, the words came. Virgil, we hit her. On the head. She dropped fast. Thought she was gone. But, he stammered. She was still breathing. I swear I saw her chest move. Logan stepped back, his face like stone. Virgil's voice cracked now, unraveling. We didn't know what else to do. We panicked. Dug a hole by the creek. Buried her deep. But Logan cut him off. Logan, flat. You left her alive. Virgil didn't answer. Didn't have to. Logan turned to the deputy. Book him. Now. Then turned to Virgil one last time. You pray she's still breathing. Within minutes, both Clayton and Royce were brought in. Cuffed, cornered. They didn't deny it. Clayton broke first, pointing to the grove beyond the ranch line. Royce followed, his voice cracking. We buried her by the cottonwoods. On the bend, south side of the creek. Logan didn't wait. He saddled fast, grabbed 2 deputies and rode. Hard. The night wind tore past them as the moon rose high, casting silver across the open land. Logan's heart pounded louder than the hooves. If there was any chance at all. They had to dig fast. They reached the creek just after 1 in the morning. The cottonwoods swayed slow in the wind, tall, quiet, watching. Logan dismounted before the dust settled. He didn't speak, just grabbed the shovel from his saddle and started digging. Beside him, the deputy did the same. It was the 3rd hole. Before the metal struck something soft. Logan dropped to his knees, brushed dirt away with his hands. The ground was damp, heavy, but then a sleeve, then fingers. He froze. Here, he shouted. Here, help me. Together they cleared the soil fast, pulling her up inch by inch. Her dress was soaked, her skin cold, but her lips, they moved, so faint you'd miss it, unless you were looking close. Logan leaned in. Her chest rose, then fell. She was breathing, alive. He lifted her gently, wrapped her in his coat. Go, he barked at the deputy. Ride to town. Get Doc Harley. Bring blankets. The deputy didn't hesitate, turned his horse and vanished into the night. Logan stayed behind, held her steady, whispered soft, like a prayer only the trees could hear. You're all right now. You're all right. The sun rose slow over the hills, casting gold across the desert brush, painting the sky in soft fire. Logan sat on a stump just outside the doctor's cabin, boots dusty, hat low. He watched as the doc stepped out and gave a quiet nod. She'll make it, he said. Logan didn't reply, just tipped his hat. Once, then stood, walked over to his horse, saddled quiet, slow. Didn't wait for thanks, didn't ask for payment, didn't stay long enough for anyone to open the door. He just rode out, steady, toward the hills, toward silence. Another case, closed. But this one felt different. Not because they caught the men, not because the lies were buried, but because she lived. 5 days passed, long ones, but on the 6th morning, just past first light, a lone rider came down that dirt road. It was Mr. McCoy, coat still dusty from the miles, hat pressed to his chest, eyes heavy with the weight of what almost was. Logan was already outside, feeding his horse, when he heard the hoofbeats. He didn't look up, didn't have to. McCoy stepped down slow, boots crunching gravel, and walked across the yard without a word. He stopped a few paces from Logan, eyes wet, but steady. She's awake, McCoy said. She asked for you. Logan nodded once, then kept brushing his horse. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't dug that grave, McCoy went on. You saved her. You saved me. Still, Logan didn't answer, just gave a quiet breath, and turned to face him. McCoy extended his hand, and for a long second, neither moved. Then Logan reached out and shook it. Firm, final. 2 men who understood something words couldn't carry. McCoy turned to go, but before mounting up, he paused. My ranch is yours, he said quietly. Always. Logan gave a slow nod, watched him ride off into the pale morning light. Then he stepped inside, hung his hat, set his rifle down, and for the first time in a long while, Logan slept easy. No ghosts, no weight pressing down, just the hush of wind through the Arizona trees. But deep down, he knew, out there, somewhere. Another lie was waiting. Another knock would come. Another mystery would ride straight to his door. And when it did, he'd be ready. Are you? Are you ready?
If that ride meant something to you, go on and subscribe to Sleep West, 'cause the next tale's already stirring in the dust.